Hello, happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo for May 23rd with my guest, Dr. Jessica Petros. I hope I am pronouncing her name well. Hello. Hi, Dr. Folake. Hello, everyone. Welcome to May 23rd episode of my Instagram live talk show, Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo. Okay? I have this show every Sunday. Well, most Sundays. Once in a while I don't, but I've been having it most Sundays at either 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please just make sure you have that time locked out. Hi. Hello, Jake. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jake Morris. Make sure you have that time. Hi, Joyce. Hello, everybody. It's so lovely to see you. Thanks for joining my live. But please make sure you have your Sundays at 1 or 2 p.m. locked out for my Instagram live talk show, Dr. Iyabo. Okay, Tea Time with Dr. Iyabo. I discuss every topic. There's no topic off limits for Dr. Iyabo. And next week, Sunday, I have the amazing Pastor Nike Adeyemi with me. So make sure you do not miss that. But today, I have Dr. Jessica Petros. I hope I'm pronouncing her name well. I'm going to ask her when she joins, but she hasn't joined yet. I know she is joining. She had told me she may be in transit from lunch, but we will wait for her to join. But today's topic is why is there a paucity? Okay, paucity just means lack or low number. Why is there a paucity of entrepreneurship amongst female doctors? Now, even if you're not a doctor, if you're in the healthcare industry, or even if you're a man, please stay on this live. Don't go anywhere because this topic is very important for all of us. There's a paucity of entrepreneurship in women, period. Right? Don't you agree, guys? If you agree, say yes. There's a paucity of entrepreneurship amongst women, period. Okay? And we would like to change that. I'm a doctor, I'm an entrepreneur. Dr. Jess is a doctor, she's an entrepreneur as well. So that's why I chose this topic, that what is the reason for the paucity of entrepreneurship amongst women doctors? However, like I said, this discussion is going to apply to all women. Okay? Why are there so many? Why is there such few of us? Why is there such a small number of women who are entrepreneurs, women who are boss ladies? The number is too small, and I'm on a mission to change that. And I'm pretty sure that Dr. Jess also has similar intentions with me. So I hope she is joining. We'll wait for her to join. Hi, Motes. Hi, the marriage fixer. Hi, Suzanne. Everybody, welcome. Let's just sit tight and wait for Dr. Jess. But, in the meantime, you can start thinking about your questions. What questions would you want to ask Dr. Jess or even myself about entrepreneurship and being a woman, right? Because as women, we all wear many hats. We wear many hats as women. Where even before we become wives, we're caretakers, then we're wives, then we're mothers. We want to make sure our kids are fine. We want to make sure our husbands are fine. Some of us are still responsible for our parents, and then we also want to make money and all of that. So, it is a lot. We wear a lot of hats. But on the other hand, we also have to think about our finances. We have to think of our purpose-driven life, right? How are we going to make money? How are we going to feel like we're a useful member of the human race? Okay, women want to have meaning too. Our meaning is not only in our homes. It's not only in our, as being wife and mother. We also want to have a meaning to our lives. We want to make sure that we are creating a legacy. We're living a purpose-driven life as well. So that's why we should be considering entrepreneurship. And I know a lot of people are scared and worried about entrepreneurship, but actually it may be really difficult in the beginning, but there's so many advantages of entrepreneurship because on the long run, thank you, Brain Hill International School for buying a badge. Thank you, God bless you. Thank you for buying a badge. But on the other hand, entrepreneurship can be really, really rewarding, because if you're your own boss, you can hire people to work for you, and with time, you can cut back. Hi, Feisayo. With time, you can cut back on working, hands-on on your business, and eventually just start to have a life that is, easier. You can start to work smarter and not harder. Sorry, guys, I have allergies, so you're going to bear with me. And I think Dr. Jess is here. So, Dr. Jess, please request to join me and I will bring you on. So, this is why I chose this topic, and it's not just for women doctors, it's for all women. Why is there a paucity of entrepreneurship amongst women? Let me bring Dr. Jess on. Dr. Jess needs to tell me what to use for my allergies, aside from Zyrtec. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, welcome to my live. Here comes Dr. Jess. Here comes Dr. Jess. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. You look beautiful. How are you?
You too. Thank you. I love your smile. Honestly, there's this energy on your page, because when I'm looking for guests for my tea time, I just go around stalking people. I go to their pages and I'm like, what kind of energy am I feeling here? And your page, as soon as I saw you, I'm like, I have to have her on my show, because look at your smile.
You're so sweet.
No, seriously, but guys, look at your smile. What do I see about you? Have to smile, and your smile is very natural. It's very authentic. But I came to your page and I saw your smile and everything, and I'm like, I want her on my show. Honestly,
You're so sweet. And how do you? Is it Iyabo? Is that how you say your
that's
name?
it. Yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I win. I got it right. So,
yes, you got it right. And I love people with that kind of positive energy, because positive energy is like 90% of our problem solved. Yeah.
It is. And I love that you feel into people. When you go
Yes.
to the pages, it's about, how does this page or person make me feel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all about that. I feel like I honestly have that gift to like a higher extent, because I'm able to feel people out. Because some people, you go to their page and you're like, I'm feeling a little sad now. I need to go to the... No, honestly, some people just don't smile.
It's true.
And life is hard. Life can be tough, but we have to make the most of this moment, right? We have to make the most of these moments that we have. It's like the post you posted this morning where you were doing the dance steps. No, honestly, I looked at that and it made my entire morning.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, no, because it was so nice and happy and natural, and you're there dancing, and I'm like, this is my kind of woman.
I think I'm going to do more dancing. I actually really like shuffling. Like, I kind of became obsessed when I practiced it for that video. So I actually think I'm going to be doing more of that stuff, because, man, girl, the world needs it, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I love people that are lighthearted and know how to have fun, because there's already enough like trouble in this world. We just have to create that fun for ourselves. So welcome. I'm glad you made the time to come here today. Everybody, welcome Dr. Jess. She is, this is the first time I'm meeting her, but I feel like I've known her for a long time, because I could feel her energy. Now, her CV is really long, okay? Her resume is long. I'm not going to have the time to tell you all this, so you just have to follow her. So those of you who are on my page, make sure you follow Dr. Jess. Dr. Jess, can you read out your, is it dr.
Jess.md.
Okay. Okay, so you guys that don't follow her yet, just follow her and start learning about her and getting some of her positive energy. Okay, let me pin that. But in summary, Dr. Jess is my kind of woman, because she rebuilt her own life. She redesigned her own life. She evolved into what she wanted for her own life, even though she's a doctor. Because we're doctors doesn't mean we can only follow one path. It doesn't mean that. And that's why I brought her here today, because there's many of you women doctors out there who just follow that one path, and sometimes it gets boring, unsatisfactory, and just demoralizing. So Dr. Jess is a board certified internal medicine. Well, she used to be a hospitalist. She's a doctor, forever a doctor. Okay, she's still a doctor. I'm sure you're still board certified.
Actually, no, I let that lapse this past year, and
Okay.
on purpose, because I no
That's,
longer believe in those guidelines.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you because I'm going to get to that point. It's funny you say that because I was telling my husband the other day that, yeah, I'm still keeping my board certification, but in the next few years, I'm not going to bother about it anymore because it's just not my path. Yeah, it's just,
That's right.
I know who I am and I know I'm still board certified. I will always be board certified in pediatrics. So
That's right.
she is an internal medicine doctor. She used to be a hospitalist, but she left all that behind and she went to pursue her passions in functional medicine in order to better serve her patients. She's my twin sister from another mom.
Yes, I'm so happy to meet you. You have no idea.
No, honestly, you are my twin sister from another mom because that's exactly how I felt with pediatrics. I loved those kids, but jumping from one exam room to the next exam room wasn't really giving me all those patients what they needed. Well, yeah, and we would treat their ear infection and give them vaccines, but they were still depressed. Even though we were giving them all the medicines, they were still gaining 20, 25 pounds a year, even though we were, so it wasn't working. But since I have been doing the work in my online space and reaching people from all over the world, my results have been astronomical. So
Yes.
enough about me. Dr. Jess, tell all these people who have come here to hear from you why 6 years ago you left conventional medicine as an internist and hospitalist to pursue your passions.
Well, you know, it's honestly it's always a little bit about yourself and then about your mission too. So selfishly for me, I wasn't happy. You know how you eventually you're running on the rat race on the treadmill every day, and sometimes you're so much in sympathetic overdrive you don't pause to say, how does my life feel? And
Yeah.
my life felt bad as a hospitalist. It felt rushed. It didn't feel organized. It felt like I was being controlled by the hospital. I couldn't say and do what I wanted. Um, I feel as though, you know, that's selfishly how I felt. Like I wasn't accomplishing my mission. And then in the broader picture, how was I doing as far as actually helping people? Because that's why we both went to this job. And I didn't feel like I was really helping people. I felt like I was band-aiding things. I felt like I was giving them information that had been spoon-fed to me, but something within it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
It didn't align. And so when I came to that conclusion, it was really scary, as you know, to take that first step because we don't know anything about business. We're not taught anything about that.
Yeah.
Had I known what I know now, I probably would have hesitated a little bit more. But at the time, I was super excited to get out. And so I just jumped and started shadowing naturopaths and went and trained in Gerson therapy and Institute of Functional Medicine and ozone. And it was like taking a red pill. There's no going back.
So why do you think functional medicine is so important?
Great question. I think first and foremost, we have to let people know what functional medicine is because a lot of people don't even know what it is.
True.
Yeah. So, you know, if you guys break a leg or you have an urgent illness, the first place I would take you is the emergency department. I think both Dr. Iyabo and I both think that. But as far as chronic conditions go, it really has missed the boat quite a bit for people. And so functional medicine is what a lot of naturopaths and chiropractors have been doing for years. And they're the OGs at this. And it means treating the patient as a whole person, not just organ systems, and getting to the root cause of those symptoms and not just band-aiding and saying this will take care of the body without a reason or a why or anything like that. And so functional medicine is important because my goal is to get you guys off of medications, not put you on more. That's my goal. Every doctor's goal should be that. And so functional medicine looks to bring the body back to homeostasis and out of immune dysfunction so that your body's got it after that. And you don't have to have a pill for every ill.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Do you know how I view functional medicine, Dr. Jess? I view it as the medicine of the mind. Because honestly, if you really sit down and think deep about what causes a lot of these chronic illnesses, it's really about the way we process things in our mind, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Because honestly, I've thought about high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, depression, all the autoimmune conditions. It all comes back to how we think about how, our lives and how we process our lives and our mindsets and our mentality. What do you think about that?
I completely agree, because if we look at, some of us don't even really know what the definition of health is. So we know what the definition, we look for sick in our sick care system. We don't look for health. So therefore there's kind of this gray definition of what health is. And health is what you build health every single day with every decision in your daily life. And your exposures and your local environment and your thought processes and the people you're surrounding yourself with and what you eat, breathe, put on your skin. This is health. This is health. Absence of disease and happiness, right?
Dr. Jess, that statement about the people we surround ourselves with. How about you say it one more time?
The people we surround ourselves with, the toxic people, the toxic thoughts. This is just important.
It's so important. It is so important. Somebody's asking a question here. Do you want to take that question? How to lower A1C?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm assuming you're type 2 and not type 1, which is, they're two different ways that you treat those. But with type 2, what we did when I used to work at Whitaker Wellness, we would get people off insulin the first week if they were.
We can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah. Oh, now I can.
Oh,
you were gone for 5 seconds. Yeah.
It actually showed a little red thing in the corner. I don't know what that meant. So
yeah.
Anyway, I was saying, get really Mediterranean dinner, no processed carbs, like gluten containing carbs, no processed sugar, no processed dairy. Walk. You guys get up and walk 15 to 20 minutes after every single meal in the sunlight. That's all it takes. Movement. And no processed chemicals, right? You may need a binder to pull out stuff, that forever chemicals that all of us have that man has made. It's because a lot of times people are sick based on what's inside them that doesn't belong there. But ultimately, just movement, sunlight, removing chemicals and toxic exposures. And really, that's the beginning of it, guys.
I love that. I love that. Just walk. I love walking, and every time I go out to walk, I post on my story or on a reel, and I say, just wear your comfortable clothes and your comfortable shoes and walk. We overthink it, gym, and just walk in nature. Just walk in nature. I love that. So I hope that answered your question. The lady who asked about A1C. And I have to tell you my dad's story, Dr. Jess. My dad was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I believe he may have been in his late 40s then. And I got my determination from my dad, from both my parents, but my dad was a very determined and focused person. My dad did not like that diagnosis. Oh, I remember then I was a kid and he came home and he said, you know what, the doctor said I have to lose weight and I'm going to lose weight. My dad got rid of that diagnosis in about 3 months.
Yes.
He completely changed his diet. He lost weight. He started walking. And from that moment onwards, he walked about 3 to 5 miles every single day of his life until he passed away at 86.
Wow. And you know what's funny? You are my sister from another mister, because my dad also has type 2 diabetes. And I'm actually treating him right now. He's also, like you said, movement, going out in nature, changing diet, and then really making sure your liver isn't clogged up. And your dad is a testament to what anyone can do if they're.
Yes. Yeah. I tell that story all the time because my dad healed himself. I remember my dad fell in love with bananas. We always had like this big bunch of bananas at home. He would eat about 3 a day. We would have oranges at home. he completely changed his diet, and he went from this chubby man to this nice, slim, and even more handsome person.
Wow. Wow.
So it is possible, guys. It is
100%.
possible. So yeah. So then, Dr. Jess, why? Let's just get straight into this answer. If you and I can do this, why aren't there more women in the medical field, even though they're burning out, even though they don't have free time, even though they don't have a smile on their faces like you and I do? Why are they stuck?
Yeah, this is such a good question. I love this question. Of course, I think there are exceptions to every rule, and I can't speak for everyone. Yeah. But I think most people get comfortable in their comfort zones, and they're even a little uncomfortable in their comfort zones. But the fear of change still outweighs being uncomfortable in that comfort zone. I also think they get stuck because of finances. I was really lucky when I got out of the system. I didn't have a husband. I didn't have children. I didn't have anyone I was responsible for. So I could just bounce and be like, deuces, I'm not doing this game anymore, you know? But I feel for a lot of women because I think they have responsibilities and children, and some of them are single mothers. And it's hard, you know? You get stuck in that system and you get comfortable. And even if you're unhappy, it's scary to change.
So how can we help them? How can you and I help those women today? There's some who are on here, on this live. There's some who will watch the replay. What are some words you can say to those women to help them out of that predicament?
You know, if I could look back and tell myself something about 7 years ago when I left Western medicine, it would be that you are thoroughly and richly taken care of behind the scenes, and that you have to trust the path of the universe, even if you don't have the answers right away. And what I am proud of myself for doing was feeling like you did, feel into our lives and say, you know, I don't have that much time here on the earth, and I want to make the most of what I'm here to do for myself and for the people that I am trying to heal and help heal. And, you know, then you start to really put things in perspective. You're not stuck in the weeds. If you really want to live a life you're proud of, you can't sit idly by and let life control you. You have to take the bull by the horns and steer and direct your own life, even through the fear. And I think that we can be examples, because although it was not easy for me, it was not easy. I'm sure you can say the same.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not easy making that decision. I'm not completely out of clinical medicine, but I'm on the path to be. I mostly just manage my practice now. I have people who work for me. Nice. And I am transitioning to be completely out of clinical medicine. And ever since I've done that, I have been aging backwards.
I know, right?
There are two things that have been helping me age backwards: is transitioning away from clinical medicine and leaving a toxic marriage. You know, those are two things that are making women age and get disillusioned every day. They stay in dead-end marriages. You know, they stay in dead-end marriages because they want to have that title of Mrs. and I'm coupled up with somebody. And then they stay in a career that is stressing them out. And I tell them, look, money is important, but it's not everything.
No.
It's not everything. I remember when I was in like the depths of my really bad marriage, I would ask God, you would not believe what I used to pray to God for. I would say, God, you know what? I don't mind if you just take me and my two daughters now and put us in a hut next to a bridge somewhere. I don't care. I said, as long as we have sunlight, food, and water, I don't care about this big house anymore. I don't care about the Mercedes Benz outside. I just want to have peace and happiness with my kids. That's all that mattered to me then. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, yes, we all love money, but is money everything? No. And money, good money gets attracted to people who are going to do good with it. I don't know how to put that, but money will eventually come. Yes. You know, the money will follow you if you're doing great things. That's right?
And to be honest with you, when I first stepped out, I made a fourth of what I made as a hospitalist. It really is upsetting to me when people come on and say, call you a grifter and say, you know, you started your own business and you're teaching people and now you don't care. You're just making, you know, money and it's, you know, you left your job. It's like, it's easier. It was not easier for me this way. It's much easier to be in a hospital where I get cut a check every 2 weeks and they take care of my retirement, my taxes. I don't have a business to run. It's much easier to stay in the system, guys. But you know, when I jumped, I had to take a huge pay cut. Like I could barely pay my bills, barely. And you know what? It was so hard. And I was shadowing people. I felt like a student again. I had to relearn everything I'd already learned. So it's not an easy path, but guess what? Here I am standing here before all of you today saying, by God, it's worth it. It's worth it because I'm living my dream. And I, like you, Dr. Iyabo, we are both helping so many people now on a bigger platform.
I was writing down some key things you were saying.
Yes.
Some key things. So I want you to expand on all of those, okay? You said you had to relearn again. And you said you had to become a student again. Can you expand on that? Because that is the missing link for a lot of women, especially doctors. As doctors, we often feel like we know everything. Doctors are very pompous. I said it. I said it. I second
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Doctors are very pompous. They don't want to learn what they don't know. So can you expand on that? Relearning and being a student again.
Yes. So, you know, when we're in medical school, we get what's called pimped out. We stay up 40-hour shifts, you know, the attending asks us all, we have to know all these things. And so there's this energy that sort of, you know, you inherit the energy of where you are if you're there long enough, right? So 4 years of medical school, the doctors kind of inherit the energy of we know, and we've got it. And we already know all the answers because this X, Y, Z, whatever. So it's kind of a slap in the face when you tell people the system isn't working, that you may not understand root causes. They don't want to hear that, right? But for me, you have to become humble, guys. If you really want to step out of the system and you want to learn from your colleagues, you shouldn't be out there dogging out chiropractors and naturopaths. You shouldn't be out there doing that. They taught me. They taught me a lot about what I know. And so it's respectful. You know how much more powerful it is if we're all teaching each other and have open minds? Let's look at what we could get done.
It's so important. And I was writing down that natural medicine has saved my life because I'm now in my menopausal, you know, state.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, I'm 51. I am 51.
You are beautiful. Oh
Thank
my God,
you.
I thought you were at least 10 years younger.
Because you know why? I just told you, because I left my toxic marriage and because I have I'm transitioning from clinical medicine. That is why. That is why. When I was in my 30s and in the middle of my toxic marriage, I looked like I was 60 at that time because I look at my pictures. Even my daughters tell me, they're like, Mom, you are aging backwards. But that's because I have joy in my heart. That is because I take life lightly and I'm doing the things that I love. But menopause hit me 3 years ago. At the age of 48, and I didn't know what was going on with me. It was really scary, but I had to pivot and I had to relearn. I had to become a student. I removed some things from my diet. I used to drink a lot of decaf coffee. I took that out of my system. You know, I made sure my vitamin D levels were really, really good and my hot flashes went away. Okay, so you have to relearn. You have to be a student forever, okay? Right. And let me tell you guys, let me just tell you now, toxicity is not worth it. You cannot give up your whole life for one person. I guess some people will say Dr. Iyabo is saying everybody should get divorced. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you that why should you give up your whole life because of one man who is making you miserable? It's not worth it. When you have thousands or millions of people who are waiting for you to help them with your life. My own father was the one who told me, Iyabo, get up and leave this marriage, file for divorce. This is too much. My own dad told me that. But let's get back to the topic. Yes, let's get back to the topic of today. Dr. Jess, what is your life like now? So you quit medicine. Can you give us a sneak peek into what you do now?
Yes, absolutely. So now my day is spent figuring out interviews with you and how to get my message out. Really, my whole job is spent how do I get my message out, because I feel like both of our messages are very similar. It's really important for people to be empowered to know how to heal themselves. So when I created my platform with the goal in mind of getting that message out to a broader population, because I know I love spending time with patients in a one-on-one, but I spend an hour to an hour and a half the first meeting with them. And it's very draining, and I repeat myself every single consult. So I was thinking, how can I standardize this, what I say in consults, and broadcast it to a bigger audience, right? And so now with, it's a beautiful story, actually. I had a patient with me for 3 years who had Lyme and mold. He had better. We've healed him now, but he's a tech giant and owns his own tech development company, and said, Dr. Jess, we'd like to build a platform for you when he was better. It's sort of an energy exchange between myself and this wonderful patient. And so he built Wellness Plus for me. And now we have a number of subscribers. I do root cause PDFs for people so they can actually write in and say, hey, I have this disorder. Can you do some research to find out what the root causes might be and holistic solutions? So anyone who writes in, I do root cause PDFs for them. I do webinars for 2 hours every 2 weeks with my subscribers. I have professionally filmed education courses like my vaccine empowerment course. I have, and then I have a community forum where people can talk back and forth like Facebook, and even direct message me or anyone else. There's another doctor who helps me too. So, and then there's a store where you can get all the products that I vetted, services, even consults through doctors that I trust. So it's a big community tribe, which is what I wanted, people who believed and like-minded like me. And I wanted us to be able to organize, because Western and conventional medicine on the other side is very organized. And I want the natural healers to have a community where we can organize and do the same.
Yes, that's wonderful. And I didn't want to cut you off, but right now you are very muffled. I can't see you properly anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. How about everyone else? Can you see Dr. Jess? Your voice was muffled and I can't see your face clearly anymore.
Oh, that's so weird. It looks totally normal for me on here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just me. How does it look to you guys? Can a couple of you let us know how it looks to you? Guys, can you see Dr. Jess? Because no, they said no.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to put in headphones. Oh, no, the other thing. No,
Yeah.
I see that. Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah, it's pixelated. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's still the same. Dr. Jess, they said you should turn off your Wi-Fi.
On.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Maybe try that. Okay. Okay.
Are we better?
No.
No, still not better. I connected to the Wi-Fi this time.
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's fuzzy. So maybe we should just carry on.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's usually better.
We can hear you, so it's fine. Let's go on. Yeah. So then you told us what your life is like right now. Have you been able to create a good enough income? And I'm asking these questions not because I want to pry, but because I really want to inspire and let people know how the possibilities of still having good financial income, even out of conventional medicine. So are you still able to make a living from the work you're doing now?
I do now, and it was a slow build with my business. You know, before this, I had supplements, and I've had a wild ride in business. I haven't always known what I was doing, but now I do. I make a good living, and it's not as easy as it was, you know, plug and play in the hospital, but it's still a good living, and I'm much happier. I'm balanced in parasympathetic and sympathetic now. I'm not always in fight or fight. I can eat and actually chew my food instead of swallowing it whole. You know, I can, you know, it's really nice because you guys may not know, when doctors burn out, I mean, it's kind of common sense. They start to not be as nice to patients because they're
Yeah.
unhappy. They start to, and they
Yeah.
start to actually treat people like inanimate objects more so than an actual human being with feelings. And so I even saw some of those ugly characteristics in myself as a hospitalist when I was unhappy. I don't do that anymore. I don't snap at people. I'm not unhappy. I don't throw bad energy at people anymore because I'm not treated like a number in the hospital anymore. And so I make a great living. I'm much happier. And even though it's not as substantial as a hospitalist, it's plenty for me because happiness is where it's at.
Yes, that is so important. And I really wanted you to answer this part of this question because women need to understand that life is too short. Life is way too short to focus on, I have to make this amount, and you're still going to make more, Dr. Jess. It's still coming. You're still going to make more and more and more because you're doing good work. And because why? Because you're very optimistic and you have really good energy around you. And people love you. I can see all the comments here with people saying all of that. So,
Thank
yeah.
you guys.
So, honestly, so I really want to talk about what I want to talk about now is how preventive medicine is not working. Okay, preventive medicine is not working for us. People are
Mm-hmm.
getting more obese in America. Stress is going up. There's more mental health issues. Chronic illnesses are going up. So obviously, the people who are the ones making the decisions for conventional medicine, can they see that all of that isn't working? Because it's not working. So how, how do we, as you and I, how can we start letting people know that to prevent illness, there's other ways to do it? I'm not saying you should stop going to see your doctor, guys. Dr. Iyabo didn't say that. But there are some standard things, like if they come and see you, let's say there's somebody on here who really wants to sign up to your service and they want to come and see you because they want to stay, they don't have any chronic illnesses yet. They want to stay healthy. How can you help them with that? Can you help those who want to stay healthy and prevent chronic illnesses? Can you help the ones who already have chronic illnesses?
100%. Actually, usually my bread and butter people are the Lyme and the mold people who are some of the sickest of the sick, unfortunately, and bedridden with no answers and gaslit the whole way. So definitely I love to help those people. Those people are, that's root cause medicine for me right there. But people who want to just stay healthy, you are in the right place. Yes, I love that proactivity. That will keep you healthy, that thought, that even mindset. And so, what I want to stress with you guys is that if you're looking to prevent breast cancer, going to get a mammogram once a year is not the end all be all of anything you should be doing to prevent breast cancer. How about the millions of endocrine disruptors in daily life that we put on our face or on our skin or eat possibly? That's really where the education needs to be, is in their daily choices. Because I can't be around a patient and say, don't eat that. You need to go to bed right now. That's their life and their decision. And that's how I say, you must become your own best doctor. You must become your own best advocate, because that's what real health is about, the daily decisions, not a once annual screening, right?
Yes, yeah, that is so true. Now, with obesity, I do want to talk about obesity because
Mm-hmm.
there are many people, and on social media, I see them and I just keep my mouth zipped up because I don't answer questions when I'm not asked because I don't want anybody to be rude to me. But
Right.
there's this thing on social media where there are many women and men, but more obesity is increasing even higher in women now. But there are many women who are on social media who are obviously very obese. Some are even morbidly obese. And again, it's not about fat shaming or whatever, but it's just about, do you want to live a long life? Because the only reason why your obesity is not yet causing you trouble is because you're still in your 20s. You
That's right.
cannot keep, yeah, you cannot keep the 300 pounds on you into your 30s, 40s,
Mm-mm.
50s and not have consequences.
That's
So
right.
how do we help this new social media? Well, I'm obese. I don't care, accept me as I am. How do we help those kinds of people?
Here's
Yeah. Yes. No, no. Can you guys hear me? No. Well, I can hear you, but it's muffled.
Um, how about that? Is that better? Can you guys hear me better now?
Okay, can you guys hear Dr. Jess
Can
now?
you guys hear me now? No?
Should
No?
oh yeah, they say yes, they can hear you now. Or some are saying no. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, guys. What should I do? Should I wait till I guess let me wait till she requests again. Yeah, but can you guys hear me okay? This is such an important conversation. Yeah, this is such an important conversation that I hope we can make it work. So yeah, let you guys need to pray now that we can hear her. Yes. Well,
I'm so sorry, guys. Can you hear
oh
me?
yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Okay, good. I just needed
Yeah.
to get another connection, I think. So sorry.
Okay, good. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, we can. But that whole thing that you said, you have to repeat it.
I know. I saw you go like this, and I was like, they can't hear me. They can't hear me. So I can't even remember what I was saying now. I was saying about the overweight thing. So
Yes.
I love that you said it's not about fat shaming. It's not. It's about the science. And, you know, we know that even vaccines don't work as well in overweight people. What do you think the rest of the body is? It's not running in harmony either. And I think the confusion has come from the science of people saying it's just calories in, calories out. You're just eating too much and blaming the person. And I'd be the first one to say that it's not just calories in, calories out. There's obesogens, there's endocrine disruptors, there's hormonal problems. And that's where we need to talk to these people. I want to say to them, I know some of you guys are eating really healthy. And just because you're eating healthy, it doesn't always mean you're healthy. It may mean there's something stuck inside your body, like an endocrine disruptor, a dioxin, some PCBs, you know, some heavy metals that are making inflammation and weight gain for you. And so why don't we examine if your diet's on point? Let's see what else is going on, you know? And I think that talking to them, not just about food, but about other things that can cause inflammation in the body is important.
Yes. Yeah. And I like me, I love to talk about mind because I honestly feel that everything, and of course we have different things we're passionate about. I'm passionate about this thing up here that we all carry around up here because that is where we can train our brain to work for us and not work for us. It is thinking about this, you know, taking our brain into consideration is how we're going to decide. Dr. Jess has something to offer me that I can go to. I have to have an open mind, right? But then if we're closed up in our thinking, if we don't have a growth mindset, if we're just like, okay, this is the only thing I want to believe, I don't want to step. For me, I can learn from anyone. And this is why my life has been so easy. I'm a sponge. I learn, even if it's something negative, I still take it in because I know, okay, I don't want that. So I'm glad I learned it. Now I can let it go.
You're humble.
Yes,
That's a level of
humility.
humility that people
Yes,
don't have. Where is that these days? Look at
I
that.
know. Humility is so important, guys. So if you have been trying A and A isn't working, try B. You know, I'm just calling out to you guys that when God created this universe, He created everything natural for us to help us with everything. Honestly. So we have to go back to basics. So if something isn't working for you health-wise, go to Dr. Jess and let her try to figure it out for you, because you'll be surprised how maybe just going out into the sunshine for at least 20 minutes every day may make you feel better. You know, yeah, or yes, discovering that you have mold toxicity in your home will make you feel better. Or you've never opened your doors and your windows in your house, so therefore there's no fresh air. You know, we don't think about those things. And now I want to go into sleep.
Yes.
Okay, I want to go into sleep because nobody discusses, I don't want to say nobody, It is not discussed enough in conventional medicine. And for me, when I talk about health and what keeps me healthy, sleep is number one. Sleep
That's why
is
you look so good. You sleep like a baby.
I sleep like a baby because I don't keep things in my spirit. I journal. I don't, so by 8:30, they know me in the house. Once I say it's Netflix time, my husband is like, "Oh, you mean it's sleep time?" Because as soon as Netflix comes up, I'm fast asleep. But for me, sleep is number one, because if I don't sleep well, I don't eat well the next day and I don't feel like moving. So, Dr. Jess, can you remind, and women are not sleeping well. Women are just not, women are sleeping 3 hours, 4 hours. Can you remind the women on this show about sleep?
So guys, if you want to look young and stay healthy, that's when you recharge your batteries. It's literally like charging your phone. And your skin rejuvenates while you sleep. Your body destroys cells that aren't functioning properly and slowing down the whole system. It goes and trolls for pathogens. It resets all the antioxidants and hormones in the body. All of these things happen while you sleep. And if you want to look young and reverse age, like Dr. Iyabo here, you will definitely get yourself at least 7 to 9 hours of solid sleep. And when you wake up, you want to feel restored. You don't want to feel like you got hit by a bus and did you sleep at all? If that's happening, that's another issue we need to discuss. But really, guys, you wouldn't believe what a cool room can do with your Wi-Fi off, with some blackout curtains or a sleep mask, right? You wouldn't believe what just getting to laying in bed earlier, 9 p.m., 10 p.m.,
Yes.
can make a huge difference in how you feel. And really, if you are suffering from something like autoimmunity or some stealth pathogen, I have to fix the sleep portion for people so they can be brought back to normalcy before I touch anything else. It's that important.
Very good. And there are a lot of comments here. I'll read some out to you. They're agreeing that most doctors don't sleep well. Women don't sleep well. There were 2 questions and comments earlier that were talking about how they want to go into naturopathic medicine, but they're concerned about what their friends and family will say. How can they deal with that?
Yeah, there's a lot put on mainstream media about how it's pseudoscience or quackery. But I do believe anecdotal stories matter. And I do believe my patients, and I do believe my colleagues when they tell me things. And so if your family members would reach out to anyone who's gone to see someone like that, they may have an anecdotal story that would be important for your family to hear. Also, it may be a lesson for you in learning to be the leader of your family and set the tone, because if you come out shining and feel better from your appointments with these doctors, your whole family's going to take note.
Yes, so true, so true. And at some point, we have to trust our own instincts and our gut and do what we really want to do for our lives, women. Enough of pleasing the world. How has that helped you so far? Women, let's just talk facts. How has trying to please the whole world except yourself, how is that working for you so far? It doesn't work. You're still going to get criticized. Whether, you can pluck out one eye and give it to somebody as a gift, they will still criticize you. So do your thing. Do what makes you happy. Guys, do what makes you happy. Somebody said, let's talk about menopause. Do you want to give us a few things about menopause?
Sure. Menopause is a big reason women won't be sleeping, because as you go through menopause, people think about low hormones, and that's true, but estrogen falls by 30% while progesterone falls by about 70%. That's important to know because you still have a relative estrogen dominance, even though all hormones are relatively low. And what that means is without progesterone, which is anti-anxiety, it really helps you sleep. Without it, you may feel wired but tired. You may feel puffy and irritated. You may have headaches. You may not be sleeping very well. And that's menopause is, if you're hot flashing out of nowhere and then getting cold because of the sweat, that's a surefire sign you might be entering menopause, and it definitely interrupts sleep and mood. And really, I love herbs for menopause. I don't know about you, Dr. Iyabo. I love them because when you get the right recipe, they work like that.
Okay, so you guys need to go to Dr. Jess and sign up for her teaching. Well, we're going to end with that. You have to tell us how to sign up to the work you do, because there are many women on here who are probably going to need your services. So
Yeah.
we'll end with that, but not yet. I still have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, somebody asked about, let me see, somebody asked about supplements for sleeping. I don't believe in supplements for sleeping, but I'll let you answer that question.
So I guess I would answer your question with a question and say, why aren't you sleeping? Because what I would choose to help you sleep would be based on the root cause of why you aren't sleeping, right? So are you not sleeping because of hormones? Are you not sleeping because of pathogens? Are you not sleeping because of stress? That answer will determine what I tell you.
Okay, so which means you have to follow Dr. Jess and you have to sign up to her services so she can really help you. Somebody else also says, I clench my teeth really bad. How do I stop?
Clench my teeth really bad. So this is a great question. I think they're posing this to me because they know I like to talk about parasites. And so one of the handful of reasons that people can grind and clench their teeth, especially at night, is due to parasitic infections. A lot of times people with infected root canals will also do this. So look to the teeth. You know, the cranial cavity, a lot of pathogens can hide in here. And so the reason that you clench your teeth is because parasites are nocturnal. They wake up about 7 or 8 p.m. and start playing around. At night, they move in the body since they're nocturnal. This is a stress on you guys. So you grit the whole night. And you often assign as waking up with like popping, clicking, sore jaws, TMJ. Those are all signs of parasites. So make sure you don't have infected root canals. Think about other parasitic symptoms, things like visual changes, worse around the full moons, rectal itching, muscle twitches. If some of those are kind of coming together for you, I would do a parasite cleanse, but prep your body first.
Wonderful. So now, is all of your new business online? Is it based online, or do you see people in a clinic or office?
I see people in a clinic. I still do Fridays at Nourish Medical Center in San Diego. I'm no longer in San Diego, but I work virtually through there. And I kept just a handful of VIP patients on. One of my patients is a severe ALS patient who's 32 in a wheelchair who can't speak. So they're like the sickest of the sick. But the majority of my time is spent now on the platform, creating and teaching and educating and helping to answer questions.
Okay, and the reason I asked that question again is to empower women that this new digital phase we're in is such a good option to be able to monetize your passions and live your life the way you want to live your life. Now, there's a big emphasis on building your brand, right? Yeah. People probably are now, they know you by name recognition, but there's two Dr. Jesses out there. There's you and there's the sex one.
Yes, yes. You know what's so funny about that is Sex with Dr. Jess. That's who you're talking about. And on Facebook, of course, this happened on Facebook a couple years back. There was a controversial post about some pathogen, and I came in and chimed in on it. And then someone wrote a paragraph. This is not a real doctor. This doctor talks about sex. And I was like, actually, before you do that, you should do your research because that's not me.
Yeah. I know because I've had both of you on my show. I had her on my show a couple weeks ago, and I would always mix up the names. And even my graphic artist was like, okay, let me make sure I put the right Dr. Jess in the right. Yeah. But like I was saying, yeah, it's such a unique time now for personal branding. And this is what I tell women, that especially doctors, I tell them, wake up, wake up, wake up, especially us doctors. It is such an easy time to brand ourselves into what we're passionate about. You know, you don't have to just stay in that one lane. Like today, I heard from a lady in Jamaica who is a teacher, and during COVID, her daycare and her teaching school has plummeted. All her students, you know, she's really lost money. She's gone from like 20 students to only 3, and she's looking to do my coaching. But she said my coaching was too expensive, that she wants to try to rebuild her school. And I said, you know what you should do now? This is the time to pivot and to relearn. I said, it is your time now to come into the online space. you know, and she's like, you know what, I've been thinking about it, that you're so right. I said, yes, because there's going to be another COVID and times are changing. So Dr. Jess, can you talk to women about how to really start to hone into how we can hone into our creativity and our passions in the online space to be able to build our own life and our own happiness?
Great. This is a great question. So first and foremost, you guys have to not be afraid to stick your neck out there. You got to be yourself. You got to just say what you got to say. You're going to have trolls. I dealt with that all throughout building my brand. You're going to have people say horrible things. That
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. My skin is 10 times as thicker. I'm very thick skinned. Yeah.
Yep. You're just going to have to learn. It's your own pathway, but you're just going to have to learn to answer, bot, delete, and that's your own energetic pathway you have to learn. So I'm not going to tell you there aren't roadblocks and things like that. But you know, really the best advice I'd give to people, because I made this mistake, is work backwards. What do you want your life to look like? Can you picture it? What does your 9 to 5 look like? Your perfect life. Your perfect everything. Design that in your head first, because if you can't picture it, you confuse the universe. So I need you to figure out what you want that to look like. What does your business look like? What does your branding look like? How does it run? What kind of people did you hire? You know, what kind of money are you making? What does your day-to-day, every hour of life look like? And when you figure that out in your head, you can work backwards to achieve those steps. But you have to know where you're going and to be able to get there.
That's wonderful. You have to picture your life. You have to be able to visualize it. I do a lot of visualizing, and a lot of the things I visualized in the past, I'm doing them today. Yeah.
That's the way you do it. That's
yeah.
right.
Yes, guys, you have to visualize. Like Dr. Jess said, you have to visualize, and don't just visualize little things. Dream big. You know, dream big. Dream. You know, as a business coach, and guys, I am making advertising now. Yes, I'm a business coach. Okay. I've been in business for 18 years. I've been running my pediatric practice for 18 years, and I built it from 0 to 7 figures. And now I have 6 other income streams. I started my online coaching business last October, and it's already up to 5 figures every month. So guys, yes, so I want to empower you guys, and I want to teach you guys how to get into that space. Okay?
You guys can do it. Anyone can do it. You have to know who you are and what you want. You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. And like Dr. Jess said, you just have to come out and do it. I'm the shyest person you can think of. My friends who've known me for a long time, they still wonder if I'm the same person or I was like, you know, transfer. They're like, we cannot believe you're doing this. But the thing is, I'm shy, but I'm also very passionate. So when you mix up the two, this is what happens.
This is the key. You know, you're speaking, what is the name of that book? Not Poor Man, Rich Man. I can't remember the name of the guy who wrote it right now. It's going to drive me crazy. But it's what he says. There's a recipe. It's passion and drive equals success. Like if you guys love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. You get in the flow state and you can't believe that an hour has passed by. That's your jam.
Yes, that is it. And that's why you have that big smile on your face. Yeah. Also, because you're fulfilled. You know, it's not about wealthy, or it's not about the dollar sign. Guys, don't focus on the money. That's another thing. A lot of you focus on the money. Focus on fulfillment. Focus on peace. Focus on happiness. Focus on loving yourself. And the money will come. Okay? If you focus on money, it's not going to come. Or it will come, and it will come only temporarily, and it will leave you again. Okay, it will. Yes. Yeah, it will. There's so many people who, even when the money does show up, they don't know what to do with it. You know, they end up using it on drugs or gambling or doing stuff. But focus on the lives that are waiting for you to be impacted. Focus on your own self-love. Yes, you have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how is everybody else going to love you?
You are going to take care of yourself enough to take care of the business, right?
Yes. Yeah. You have to take care of yourself. You have to dance. Go to Dr. Jess's page. The most recent post she had, she was dancing. You know, honestly, people have that joy in their life to be able to come on and dance like that. I just love it.
I was so sweaty. It took me so long. I was so sweaty. My feet are sore from like tapping and stuff. Like it was so much fun, you guys. Really, like find something that makes you feel like a little kid.
Yes. Yeah, and reach out for help. And now Dr. Jess is going to tell us how you can reach out to her for help. Because guys, I have said it many times, if you want to be successful and fulfilled in life, you cannot do it on your own. I'm just telling you, if you're trying to figure out life on your own, see you in 5 years and see you still in the same spot you are in. You're going to have to seek for help. So Dr. Jess, how can you help all these women who are not sleeping well, who are obese or who have type 2 diabetes? How can they find you, and how do they sign up?
So there's levels of tiers to this, and it depends on what you guys want to pay or how much attention you want from me. So if you like free stuff, I put out a ton of free info on Instagram here, Dr. Jess.MD. And I love my community on Instagram. It's wonderful. If you guys would like more of my attention, I have some free blogs and things over at drjessmd.com. I have an FAQ on how to do kill, bind, sweat, my trademark protocol for getting rid of self-pathogens. And then if you want more attention from me, you can go to my app at app.drjessmd.com. And that's the app I was talking about, where we do webinars and videos and root cause quickies. So.
Okay, so very good. Some people ask some questions about autism. You guys, you need to go to do you want to answer the question about autism?
Yeah, sure.
Somebody asked if autism is reversible. So I have my pediatric answer, but I want Dr. Jess to give us her naturopathic answer.
I want to see if we agree. So there's a big push right now about neurodiversity. And I do agree, there's some brilliant autistic people. I mean, absolute geniuses. There are some autistic people who are really sad and scared in their body, and they're not happy. And sometimes those people come to see me. And of course, I honor wherever anybody is and what they want. But when those autistic adults come to see me, or the parents bring their children and they are not happy, of course I want to help them. And of course, you can make things better. You may not reverse things, but you can make someone much happier, much healthier. Some of autism is due to a toxic load. It just is. Maybe not all of it. There is neurodiversity, and it's a very fine and controversial line, but I do feel like you can improve people's lives.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely 100%. I agree that you can. I have seen some autistic kids in my practice go from not talking at all to talking, and some just keep getting worse. And when I look at the whole family dynamic, I can tell why some of those kids improve and some don't. Because those kids who improve, their parents are relearning, they are asking for help, they are doing research, they are getting the information on what they need to do to help those kids. And those parents are also improving themselves.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Those autistic kids were born for a reason to help teach everyone.
Yes, yeah. And some of those parents who their kids are not improving, they are also gaining weight. They are gaining, 300, 400 pounds. So those kids, those autistic kids are also overweight. So it's like inflammation on top of inflammation, and it gets worse. So yes, you may not be able to reverse it 100%, but you can make it a lot better. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we will end here.
Okay.
This was wonderful. Do you have any closing statements for us, to women, to people, about entrepreneurship, about following their passions? This was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And yeah, I'm really a fan of yours. I'm even thinking about your coaching course. I would love to be coached by you. And see,
I would love to coach you. I would love you to make more dollars, because the work you're doing is high ticket work. And I hope you're charging high ticket prices. If you're not, I need to put you in that space.
I do have a blockage there.
Okay. I need to get you out of that blockage, because you are well positioned to attract those high ticket prices. You are. And I hope you'll consider signing up to my coaching. But yeah,
Yes,
let's
I would
help.
be honored. Oh my God. I would be honored. I'm such a fan. I really feel like we're sisters from another mister. I want to tell all the ladies out there, if you guys are thinking you have like this dream entrepreneurship and you just haven't pulled the trigger, now is your time. It is divine feminine rising. The women are leading the health charge. We are bringing the men to the clinics, and we're really waking everyone up. If you're a female entrepreneur, we need you. We need you. It's not just about what you want. We need you to help change things. So please take that plunge.
This was wonderful. I wish we could go on and on and on. I love you, Dr. Jess. Honestly, I truly do love you. I love that smile of yours. Keep smiling because it's changing lives.
I
Yeah.
love you back, Dr.
Yeah,
Lily. Thank you
it's
so much.
changing lives. Yes. So guys, this replay will be on my YouTube. It is going to my YouTube channel. It's not going to be on my Instagram. I will post snippets on my Instagram, but it's going to my YouTube because it is gold and I want to monetize it. Yes. But Dr. Jess, I will send you the link though. I will send you the link. So feel free to post it wherever you want to post it, please. Yeah. So love you all.
Share.
Thanks for
Thank
joining. Follow Dr. Jess. Follow me. We both have a lot. I will do the business side for you, and Dr. Jess will do the health side for you. How about that? Thanks, guys. Thank you, Dr. Jess.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
weekend, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.